I'd like to welcome everybody back here one more time. This time we're going to talk about a great tool that's awesome for UDL. And as we know, UDL is Universal Design Learning. So finding a curriculum that matches the student's needs to be able to meet the outcomes of the course and so that the student gets the best learning experience and result out of what it is that we're learning. So I want to talk a little bit about Pearson, MyLab, and Mastering, which is a really great tool. It has two sides to it. One side of it is for instructors, and the other side of it's for students. In the instructor side, to get there, the educator will just go ahead and click on the educator login. Now, they'll be presented with a couple of options. Here you have the option to create or copy courses, or you need to enroll in a class created by another instructor. Most instructors just need to create or copy courses, so we'll just go ahead and click on that here for the moment. Then after we do that, what we actually need to do is we need to sign in if we can. So I'm just going to hit sign in here, and when I hit sign in, it's going to come up here in a second. And when it does, it's going to be asking for the instructor's username and password. I'll be right back here in another moment. Welcome back here again, everybody. So now I've just logged into actually accounts that to my instructor login. So this is what the instructor login looks like. We can see that I've got about 4 courses in here that I've created. When you're creating a course, you always have to have a start date and an end date. I always like to give at least 1 year from the start date as the end date, because what happens if you put an end date in earlier than that, the student's access ends up ending earlier. The problem with that is then if the student wants to reference the information after the class that's in there, they'll no longer be able to. Plus, Pearson says to give the student 1 year because that's what the student pays for. So then it's good to give the student 1 year in here basically. So now I'm going to pretend I want to create a course in here at this point for students to be able to work on. So you go ahead and create a course. And when you're creating a course, I would just go ahead and type what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for something in math, I'll go ahead and type math. It's going to search the entire database of Pearson for math to see if it can find anything associated with math. It's just going to take a minute here or two because math is a very broad subject. So while it peels back through that, I'm just going to go ahead and be back with you guys in a couple of moments here when it's done. Okay, we're back here now and we can see the results. I'm feeling like teaching intermediate and college algebra to my students, so I would select that. I would go ahead and put student use course. I put the name of the course as Math 100. Okay, now that I put Math 100, then I would go ahead and put the description, and I would put the dates and all that in there. And then I'd hit create course just because this is a test. I can't actually do it with this account, but once I create the course would show up on the main screen where you saw all of my courses previously. So if we go back there, there's my courses, and it would show up right here. So now if a student wants to take my course, they would need to go to the student side of Pearson, MyLab, and Mastering. So to go there, what we do is we're just going to go ahead and we're going to go to Pearson, MyLabMastering.com. Okay, we're there. Now that we're there, we're just going to go ahead and hit sign in here. Okay, now if you're a student who hasn't created an account here before, and if you're an instructor who needs to help your student through it, your student needs to hit register first. That's the first thing they do. And so again, they need to go ahead and hit student. And now that they've done that, they need to say OK, register now. Now that they said OK, register now, usually the student might have a course ID that's provided to them by their instructor, so they can go ahead and type Harry 012, 012 or whatever if that's the instructor, if the instructor Harry has provided them with that code, and then they'd hit continue. And after they hit continue, they would get the information where they can go ahead and enter their email address, their user, what they want for their username and password and everything. And then as soon as they sign in, the course is there. With the various courses in here, there's audio, video to view and listen to, so that goes hand in hand with the visual and the audible learner. The other nice thing about it is there's also self-practice tests in here. So if you're an instructor who likes to go along with a specific book, this is a great way to set it up for students, especially visual learners. We got to keep in mind that now in the current period that we're in, most of us are using computers, and so are most of the students. So it would be great if we could have most of this online in one place, and that's exactly what this does. And it also saves time with marking too, because of the fact the software actually marks the students on whatever assignments you assign. The software is not always perfect, so you have to go back in and re-review everything, but at least it gives you an idea of where the student is standing, and the student an idea of themselves. If the student knows where they're standing, this will also create positivity in the student's work ethic, and it'll make it easier for you and the student to work together on whatever the student needs to work on. So yeah, that's all I really have for Pearson, MyLab, and Mastering here at the moment. Thanks everybody for coming by. Thank you. Bye now.